Hello everybody, and thank you so much for watching. In part 1 we made our 4 squares, and now here in part 2 we will put our poncho together. Let's start by making the seams. We only need 3 squares, so you can take the 4th square aside. Place your first square wrong side up and then place the other squares also wrong side up, so they create a little L shape. Those 2 other squares will be our sleeves. We will start the seam in the corner, work along the side towards the neckline, down the other side and towards the corner. So here my first 2 squares, they're wrong side up. Here's the bottom of the poncho. Now put the 2 squares together to corner so the right sides face each other inside. Go into your second chain of the first piece into the front loop and into the back loop of the second chain into your second piece. I made a slip knot and I pulled it through with a slip stitch. So slip stitch all the stitches together, the chains, the front loop and the back loop, and then a double crochet, front loop and back loop, and you can do that until you get to the chain space. Front loop, back loop, slip stitch. When you get to the chain spaces, go right into the chain spaces of the first and second piece and single crochet them together. It's easy and it looks very nice. And then you can slip stitch the 3 next doubles together. 1, 2, and 3 slip stitches. And then single crochet the chain spaces together. And here's how it looks on the right side. Slip stitch until you get to the neckline. We have 5 doubles. Near the neckline I'm making my last slip stitch to the last 2 doubles. Then grab your 3rd square, place it wrong side up, just like the other square, wrong side up, but then fold them towards each other so the right side face each other inside. Put your hook through the corner of the first piece and through the corner of the second piece. Remember, they face each other. Right sides are inside. Then grab the corner of the 3rd piece and put that on your hook. Then make 3 single crochet around the 3 corners all together. 1, 2, and 3. Now you can take the first piece aside and we will make the seam on this side. And again, slip stitch all the double crochet together. And when you get to the chain spaces, single crochet the chain spaces together. This is how the right side looks. After you made the seam, finish the corners, make 2 slip stitches into the first 2 chains of both pieces. Then you can make 1 more chain and sew in a loose end. And this is how the right side looks. Our first seam is finished. Now place your poncho right side up and fold the left sleeve over to the middle. So that's the wrong side. Fold your right sleeve over to the middle, so that's the wrong side. Then place your 4th square also wrong side up into the middle. So everything is wrong side up. Make the same seam like on the other side. Start in the corner, work towards the neckline and down the other side. After you finish the second seam, you can decide which will be the front and the back of your poncho. This is my back and this is my front. Now let's add a border around the bottom of the poncho. Place your poncho with your back right side up and go to the bottom corner. We will start right here. I made a slip knot and I will pull that through the corner space. Chain 2. To replace the first half double crochet 1 and 2, make another half double crochet into the corner space so our corners change a little bit. Chain 3 and make 2 more half double crochet into the corner space 1 and 2. So our new corners are made with 2 half double crochet, 3 chains and 2 half double crochet. Now make a back post double crochet around the first double crochet. Back post double. Make a front post double into the next double, so we're alternating. Make a back post double into the 3rd double. And now you can start your regular pattern that we already know. Make the front post double crochet around the previous front post double. Make a double into the double, chain 1, make a double into the double, and the front post double crochet around the previous front post double crochet, and you can continue that pattern that we already made all along until you get to the first seam. Make this pattern until you get to the first seam, then make a back post double crochet, a front post double crochet, and a back post double crochet around the last 3 doubles. Double crochet into the chain space, the first chain space. Double crochet into the seam, and I try to grab 2 pieces of yarn for a secure stitch and make a double crochet into the second chain space. Then make a back post double around the first double. Front post double around the second double. Back post double around the third double, and pick up your pattern again with a front post double around the front post double. Double into the double. Chain 1. Double into the double, in front post double crochet into the front post double crochet, and continue that pattern until you get to the next seam. When you get to your second seam, make a back post, front post, and back post double around the last 3 stitches. Double crochet into the first chain space, into the seam, and into the second chain space. Make the back post, front post, and back post doubles around the first 3 stitches, and then continue your pattern. Make the front post double, the chain, the double, and the front post double around the previous front post double until you get to the corner. Then when you get to the corner, make a back post double, a front post double, and a back post double into the last 3 stitches of the previous round on this side. Make the corner with 2 half doubles, 3 chains, and 2 half doubles into the corner space, and start the other side with 3 stitches. The back post and the front post and the back post double into the first 3 stitches, and then continue your regular pattern. Make the front post double, the chain of 1, the double, and the front post double into the previous stitches, and do that until you get to the next seam. When you get to the first seam on the second side, make the back post and the front post and the back post double crochet around the last 3 stitches. Make a double crochet into the first space, into the seam, and into the second space. Make the back post and the front post and the back post double around the first 3 stitches, and then make your regular pattern with a front post double crochet, the double, the chain, the double, and the front post double into the previous front post, and you can do that until you get to the second seam. Then make exactly the same stitches as before on the second seam. Continue until you get to the corner. Into the last 3 stitches, make a back post double crochet, a front post double, and a back post double crochet. And now we can finish this round together. Finish the round with a slip stitch into the second chain. 1, 2. Remember, that was our half double crochet. Make a slip stitch into the half double crochet and into the chain space, and start the next round. Start the round again with a chain of 2, a half double crochet, a chain of 3, and 2 half double crochet into the corner space. We always start with a back post double. Make a back post double crochet, and this is a half double, so make sure you go around just the post. Then alternate. Make the front post double around the next stitch. It's also half double, so be careful you go underneath all of the pieces of yarn and just go around the post. Then back post double again. Go underneath all of those pieces of yarn. Make sure you just grab the post of the stitch. So where we made back post doubles, we will make back post doubles. And where we made front post doubles, we will make front post doubles. Alternate between front post and back post double crochet until you get to that spot right here where we make the front post double crochet around the front post double, the double into the double, chain 1, double into the double, and front post double into the front post double, and you can repeat that specific sequence until you get to your first seam. When you get to your first seam, make the double, the chain, and the double, then a front post double into the previous front post double, and a back post double into the previous back post double crochet, and alternate front post double, back post double. Then make a front post double around the double we made into the first chain space, a back post double around the double we made into the seam, and a front post double around the double we made into the second chain space. Alternate between front post and back post doubles until you get to your regular pattern. Make the front post double, the chain space, the double, and the front post double. Repeat that pattern until you get to the second seam, and remember, next to the chain where we have the double and the front post, always start with the back post double crochet and alternate between back post and front posts. Then make your sequence again, front post, double, chain, double, front post until you get to the corner. When you get to the corner, make your last chain, the double into the double, the front post double into the front post double. Next to the front post double, always start with a back post double crochet and alternate. Make the back post double, the front post double, back post double, front post double, and back post double. The 2 stitches before we make the corner are always a front post double crochet and then a back post double crochet that go into the previous 2 stitches that we made in the corner. Now make your corner with 2 half doubles, 3 chains and 2 half doubles, and we always start also with a back post double crochet. Make the back post double and the front post double into the previous 2 stitches that we made in the corner. Then alternate between back post double and front post double until you get to your regular pattern where we make the front post double, the chain, the double, and the front post double, and do that until you get to the seam. Crochet the second side and over the first seam the same way we did on the other side, and the second seam, and then finish the round the same way. Remember, when we made the chain of 1 and the double and the front post next to it, always start with a back post double crochet and alternate back post, front post, back post, front post, and so on. Always finish with a back post double, slip stitch into the second chain, into the half double crochet and into the chain space, and start a new round. And I will make this round one more time, but you can add more rounds if you like. Let's summarize. Start your corner with a chain of 2, a half double crochet, a chain of 3, and 2 half double crochet, and make the other corner with 2 half double crochet, a chain of 3, and 2 half double crochet. Always start with a back post double, so where we have back post doubles we make back post doubles, and where we have front post doubles we will make front post doubles. Alternate between front post and back post doubles. When you get to that spot, make the front post double, the chain, the double, and the front post double crochet. When you get to where the seam is, make the chain where the previous chain was, and the double and the front post double, and always start with a back post double. Make the back posts into the back posts and the front post doubles into the front post doubles. Finish the round, make the chain, the double, and the front post. Remember, always start next to it with a back post, and then finish with a front post and a back post. The last stitch is always a back post into the previous corner stitches. Make a slip stitch into the second chain, the half double crochet, and into the chain space. I added 3 rounds, but as I mentioned before, you can add more if you like. Now let's add the final border with just back post and front post double crochet alternating. Make your corner with a chain of 2, a half double crochet, a chain of 3, and 2 half double crochet. Then start your first side again with a back post double crochet and alternate back post double, front post double. When you get to the double crochet, make a back post double crochet around it, so we're alternating here. Then make a regular double crochet into the chain space and a back post double crochet around the next double crochet, and the front post double crochet around the front post double crochet, and repeat back post double around the double into the chain space, a regular double. That will be a front post double in the next round. The back post double around the double crochet, and the front post double crochet into the previous front post double. Repeat that until you get to the seam. When you get to the seam, make the back post double around a double into the chain space, and another back post double around a double. Then you can alternate between front post double and back post double, and you can make that same pattern across the second seam. When you get towards the corner, make the back post double around a double into the chain space, and a back post double around the last double. Then alternate between front post and back post double, and remember, the last stitch and first stitch on each of the sides into the previous stitches is always a back post double crochet. Make your corner with 2 half doubles, 3 chains, and 2 half doubles, and now you can repeat on the second side the same pattern that you did on the first side. Finish the round with a back post double crochet around the last stitch, the half double crochet. Make 3 slip stitches into the second chain, into the half double and into the chain space and start a new round. Chain 2, make a half double crochet, chain 3 and make 2 half doubles into the corner. Then make the back post double crochet, alternate between back post, front post, back post, front post, back post, double crochet. When you get to the spot where we made the double crochet into the chain space, here, 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 and so on, those now turn into front post double crochet, so make the front post around that. And we alternate everywhere. As you can see, we just have front post, back post alternating. Keep the corners the same way with 2 half doubles, 3 chains and 2 half doubles. And finish your rounds with 3 slip stitches into the second chain, into the half double and into the chain space. I made altogether 10 rounds of front post and back post double crochet alternating. Now you can finish your last round, pull the loop out of your back post double crochet and thread a needle. Skip over the chain of 2 and go into the half double crochet through both loops from the front through the back, and then tap down into the back post double crochet through the back loop and that little back bump, and you can sew in your loose end towards the left. And now we have a correct stitch count and an invisible join. And now we will add a turtleneck to our poncho. Place it right side up. Here's the neckline, and you can start in any of the front post double crochet on the side. Pull a loop through any of the front post double crochet and chain 2. Then make a front post double crochet around the same front post double crochet, so when you turn it to the side we have the chain of 2 behind the front post double. Make a back post double around the next double, and we're repeating the same stitches that we did on the bottom of the poncho. Make a double into the chain space, a back post double around the double, and a front post double around the front post double. So those are the stitches we made on the bottom of our poncho. Let's repeat one more time. Make the back post double around the double, a double into the chain space, the back post double around the double, and a front post double around the front post double. Repeat that pattern until you get to the middle of the poncho where our seam is. When you get to the seam, make your last stitches a back post, a front post and a back post double, then double crochet 2 together, yarn over, pull a loop through the first chain space, then go to the second chain space and pull another loop through. Pull through 3 loops and pull through 2 loops, and then continue your pattern on the other side. Back post double, front post double, back post double, front post double, back post double around the double, double into the chain space, back post double around the double, and a front post double, and repeat until you get to the next seam. The last stitch before the seam is a back post double crochet. Then double crochet 2 together, pull up a loop in the first space and the second space, pull through 3 loops and then through 2, and then start your pattern up again. Start with a back post double and make the same pattern that you did on the other side until the end of the round. Finish your round with a double crochet into the chain space and a back post double crochet around the previous double crochet. And make a slip stitch in between the chain of 2 and the front post. Go right in between there and make a slip stitch and chain 2 to start the new round. Then go in between the chain of 2 and the front post again and make a front post double. Now you can alternate. Where we made back post doubles, make back post doubles, and where we made front post doubles, make front post double crochet. And the double crochet we made into the chain spaces will become front post double crochet now. When you get to the seam in the middle, make the back post double next to where we double crocheted the 2 together. That will be our front post double now. So go around that and make a front post double, and then alternate again. Make the back post doubles around the back post doubles and the front post doubles around the front post doubles. Finish the round with a back post double, make a slip stitch in between the chain of 2 and the front post double. Chain 2, make a front post double into the previous front post double, and now you can alternate front post double, back post double, and you can make as many rounds as you like. I added altogether 20 rounds. This is the right side of the seam, and this is how it looks on the wrong side. Let's finish the last round together. Make a slip stitch through the front post double. Cut the yarn and pull the loop out and thread a needle. Go to the left of the front post into the back post double through both loops from the front to the back. Then skip over the front post and go into that last back post double you made. Also go into the back loop and that little back bump. Top down, and you can sew in your loose end towards the left. Our poncho is finished. You can fold your turtleneck over. I hope you like your poncho, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.